Hey everybody, welcome back to some more Fire Emblem Heroes, and in this video we'll be summoning on the Mythic Freyr banner. I've got 250 orbs saved up, and in a community post, some of you asked some awesome questions, which I'll be happy to answer as we summon. Anyways, here we got a pretty solid lineup of heroes, but the plan is to summon as many copies of Nerthuz as possible. So we're just gonna color slide blue. I wouldn't mind getting Ingrid or Freyr as well, but merges for Nerthuz is our top priority. But without further ado, let's jump right into these summons. I don't have the Fate Pass right now, but depending on how our luck goes, I might consider getting it. Oh well, who am I kidding? I definitely will buy it, just so I can get that guaranteed Nerthuz, because that's just insane value. Alright, first Bluestone, here we go, and it's Matilda. Alright, cool. Pretty underwhelming start, just a 3-star. I think I'll stop the circle here. I think the plan for us is just to snipe Bluestones, even if there's some good value on green and colorless. I don't think it's worth it. Just use our orbs as efficiently as possible for blue. As we continue on, we'll start with the first question we have. Alright, first question from Force528. Who are your top 3 most wanted Mythic candidates? They don't have to be realistic, like how some characters don't have depictions. And they give examples: Sacred Stone Heroes, Macul, Indec, like the 4 Saints from 3 Houses. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's a great question actually. Okay, at the top of my head, well, okay, I'll go through the games I have played, so those are probably the ones I'd take Mythic candidates from. My favorite game, Fire Emblem game, is definitely Echoes, Shadows of Valentia. So, but there's not really that many Mythic options from there. There is one, though, I have in mind. And then, of course, Birthright, 3 Houses, and Engage. And I've also played the older games, well, only 2 of them, I guess. I played Blazing Blade and Binding Blade, and I really enjoyed those. Oh, 2 Bluestones, please. Alright, so from Echoes, the cool one I thought of was Forneus. And if you guys don't know, Forneus is the Arc Sage in Thabe's Labyrinth, which is like a post-game area that created Grima. So, spoilers there, sorry, but yeah, he is the one who not gave birth, but created Grima, basically, and the Risen. So I'd love to see how they would depict Forneus. There's no real, like artwork for him in Echoes, so they could take some creative liberties. Force528 also talked about Saint Macul and Index, so I'd love to see that as well. And then, I guess a third one, or I guess a fourth one, would be Crusader Balder and Sword Saint Ode from Genealogy. I think those would be really cool, and one of my best friends who plays Fae loves Genealogy as well, so I think those would be really interesting Mythic candidates, just like how they implemented Uller. Yeah. Oh, and how could I forget, of course, Athos, the living legend himself. Oh, he's like, I definitely know he's one of the most wanted Mythics on a bunch of people's wish lists, so I also love to see him. And honestly, kind of like how they implemented Goto, I think as a Mythic, Athos is just going to be like a really cool unit. Like, he's probably going to come, he's pretty much guaranteed to come next year, I bet, as a Mythic hero. It's just a matter of when, and just like, I'm more interested to see like what kind of powerful effects he brings. So yeah, I know that was a kind of long-winded answer to the question, but yeah, those are my Mythic candidates for sure. Alright, thanks Force, appreciate it. Alright, on to the next question, and ooh, 3 Bluestones, nice. Alright, from Arcanine Mysticat, may your summons be blessed with lots of ghosts. Thank you, thank you. But now the question, oh my gosh, Mysticat, your blessing definitely worked. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got Freyr plus speed minus res. Probably one of the worst IVs I could have gotten, but oh my gosh, that's amazing. All right, 10 summon Freyr. Cool. But let's get back to that question. How much time does it take to make one of your SD videos, including prepping and playing in game, commentating, editing, all of that? I honestly have no idea and would love to know. Alright, I love this question. It's always nice to be asked like the video making process, because honestly it's really fun. So yeah. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I did read all these questions beforehand and jotted down a bullet point list of what I wanted to say for each question, just so. Also, I think I'm gonna finish off the circle since we do have a 8.5% pity rate, just because we might get a Medius, who knows. Nah, just Sakura. Alright. But yeah, I did prepare my responses for these questions beforehand, just because I kind of have a tendency to ramble on. But anyways, first thing when I like make my SD videos, I have 3 so far, I think. No, 4? I don't remember. I think it's 4. But first thing is definitely team preparation. That takes around 30 minutes to make the initial team compositions, and then an extra maybe hour to like test them out. Alright, 2 blue stones, nice. But yeah, so around I would say like a good 2 hours for actually team prep. And then the actual gameplay, that highly depends on the season, and of course my opponents, what kind of opponents I get. If they're really weak or easy opponents, then video won't be that long. But if they're, you know, much tougher opponents, like in an SDR season, then the video is going to be quite longer. But initially, I think my How I Reached Top 100 in SDS and my Rank 1 SDR video, I started pretty low down in the tiers. So those videos are much longer and of course take a lot longer to actually get through, both gameplay and video making wise. Compared to now where, at least now when I'm making SDS and SDR videos, it doesn't take as long because I start at a higher tier. Usually though, I just, I would say it's an average of 5 hours to do all the gameplay. And I usually span those 5 hours across 2 separate days because I honestly don't have the time to play all my matches for SDS and SDR in one sitting. It's kind of tiring as well to do that. And then, of course, so we have the the preparations and gameplay. So that's around like 8 hours. And then the commentary or the post commentary where I go through my matches and replays. That is the part that takes the longest, for sure. Because not only do I have to figure out what I want to say in the commentary, and just remind myself what even happened during that match and my thought process, but also the hardest part for me is definitely the audio mixing and getting the quality just right. Because if the audio quality isn't that great when I record, then I just redo it, and then that takes quite a while, and it's just kind of an annoying process. Thankfully, one of my best friends bought me a brand new microphone, which I've been using for past 3 videos actually, and I think the quality is great, so I haven't had that many issues with voiceovers now. And yes! Oh my god, yes! Okay, boys, we got a Nerthuz copy. Yes! Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Okay. Oh, I gotta bask in this glory. Alright, thanks for the life blessing. Plus speed, it doesn't even matter. I already have a plus speed Nerthuz. Yes, okay, this is a sign, boys. Okay, the luck is amazing right now. And we have 9%, so I think we'll just finish off this circle. And Mr. Cat, your question brought so much good luck today. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. And it's just so hard to balance answering these questions and focusing on the summoning. So just to recap so far, making the teams and openings, that takes like, let's say 2 hours. The actual gameplay span over 2 days is like, let's say 3 hours. And then the commentary is where the most of the time is spent for these types of videos. For each match, it takes like 10 to 30 minutes to do voiceover. And so if on average 10 matches each season, that's 300 minutes, which is like 5 hours for commentary, so that's a lot. And then the editing isn't that long because I don't really have that crazy edits in my videos, but normally that takes 2 hours after the whole voiceover process is done. So yeah, I hope that answered that question. Sorry, I can't really give like an accurate estimate as to how long each part of the process takes, because that honestly varies a lot. But in the future, for future SD videos, I really hope to put a lot more effort into the editing, because I definitely think that could bring a lot more personality to those videos. And hey, Jafar, ooh, cool. Not exactly what I was looking for. I was hoping for a Medius for Kanto control, but I'll take Jafar. He's cool. I think that's like a +3 merge now, so yeah. Okay, sorry guys, I had to take a little bit of a break, because I'm not gonna lie, all this talking does do a number on my throat, so yeah, ever since I started making YouTube videos, I noticed that I've been drinking a lot more water, because I'm just not really used to talking this much. I'm not a very talkative person, but making YouTube videos has definitely increased that a lot. Not that it's a bad thing though, of course. Drinking lots of water is healthy. But you guys already knew that, of course. Anyways, let's move on to the next question from, let's see, Leo Altivez, 7161. Alright, cool. Do you have any tips on how to make an opening in SD? So, an SD related question again. I really love these, because SD is the best game mode in Fae, right? So, before you make an opening, the number one thing is, ooh, Ninian, nice. I think that's like +4 merge Ninian now. Cool. Anyways, before you even make an opening in SD, you have to figure out the units you're gonna bring, right? The team composition, because changing one unit on a team can actually make a huge impact on how your opening goes, for the better a lot of the times. So, of course, let's just assume that we already have our team figured out, right? We know who we're bringing. We have all the skills set and required. We're good to go. So, the first tip I have is try to get at least 4 of your units into the zone on turn 1. Of course, if you have 3 units in the zone, but your opponent has 5 units, they get zone points. And if that happens, then chances are you have to be the aggressor for the rest of the match. And if your team can't even get all 5 units into the zone on turn 1, then chances are they don't have a lot of threat range in the first place. So that can be kind of hard. Not getting zone points or not getting enough units into the zone on turn 1 will force a game of constant trading. And that comes down to whoever has better action economy, more duo skills, and of course, whoever has more threat range and nukes. So yeah, I recommend getting at least 4 units into the zone, right, on turn 1. But how do you actually go about doing that? Well, the next tip I have to give is use a variety of movement assists. Oftentimes, well, at least not really nowadays in upper echelons of SDS and SDR, but sometimes I see a lot of people use a lot of reposition, and that works in PvE because it's really easy to just hit and run and then abuse that against the AI. But in SD, your starting positions may not allow for that, and throughout the rest of the match, reposition just doesn't provide that small micro movements that's essential to keeping everyone close together, right? Which is a very advantageous position, especially for trading. So I highly recommend just experimenting with different movement assists, like drawback, swap, even pivot sometimes. I think pivot's cool. So if you have the fodder, I'd say experiment as much as possible with various movement assists and give them to your units. For newer accounts, that might be a bit tricky, because actually getting fodder or getting positionals on newer accounts is not the easiest thing ever. But the limited ephemera definitely helps with that. So yeah, that's my second tip. And then my third tip, I'd say, is try to be flexible with your opening. If your opening is kind of rigid, then it's prone to getting surprised by the enemy team, who could potentially have more threat range and just take out one of your units on turn 1, and then just like run back to safety from Kanto or something, if you don't have Kanto control. So, a rigid turn 1 opening, and what I mean by rigid is like, you're dead set on doing this exact move on turn 1, right? That should only happen if you know from the beginning of the match that your team has the advantage, and it's safe to do that. Take some time to look at the enemy threat range and look at their movement assists. See what kind of opening they can do, and not make it so that they can just get an easy pick for free. Sometimes you may have to change up your opening against somebody, and just, I guess in the SD practice battles against like the bot, just try to imagine what that threat range could look like and practice for it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for how to make an opening in SD. It kind of just comes down to experimentation and trial and error. It's not the easiest process, but with enough experimentation, it should be fine. Time for our 4th question from Transfemskara. Do you think the game values investment anymore? Because it feels like you can't use any units beyond Book 5 without like extreme investment. So, oh my gosh, no way. Okay, the question look is absolutely real today. Holy crap, another Freyr. Ooh, plus HP is not bad either. Ideally you want a plus defense, but plus HP is pretty good. Thanks Transfemskara for the question. We're just gonna keep on going because even though the pity rate was high, I'd rather just keep summoning for blues. Because I would have loved to have gotten Nerthuz there, but it's okay, I'll take a Freyr. That's a merge for me. So yeah, back to that question. Honestly, I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. I do not think this game values older investments at all. At least with like Book 3 and Book 4 units, they're getting their refines like now, and they're pretty good, to be honest. Especially because like the Book 3 and Book 4 units, when they get their refines, they're pretty unique, and they're either just side grades or, you know, like parallels, side grades to modern arcane weapons, right? So they're not terrible, but Book 1 and Book 2 units, on the other hand, like it's a lot rougher when you get into that territory. Cause sure, we have arcane weapons, better fodder, dragon flowers you can do to keep them up to par. Well, up to par as much as you can with like modern demotes you can give the exact same resources to, right? But honestly, all that stuff that revitalize an older favorite is just too expensive. There's very little payoff for it. Oh my gosh, no way. That is our 3rd Freyr. Oh my gosh, lucky. It kind of stings that, okay, plus speed. It kind of stings that it's not Nerthuz. We could have gone 3 Nerthuzes by now, but we'll keep trotting along. I don't mind Freyr. I definitely feel like you should, if you're investing into an older favorite, go for fodder first, especially with like arcane heroes. Try to get the fodder first and then chase merges later on those like weekly revivals, because then at least you won't have a unit that just collects dust in your barracks, and you know, with good fodder, any unit's viable. So yeah, but thanks for the question, right? Moving on, number 5 from, gosh, can't see, from Enrico Moro 9925. Where can I find a source or guide for new players? I started a month ago, and all the guides I found were several years old. Are they still valid, or are they all outdated? Yeah, okay, first of all, welcome to Fire Emblem Heroes. This is going to be a very grindy game if you're a new player. Mainly because you'll have very limited resources and there's a ton of story maps to go through. If the guides you found are several years old, I'm not gonna lie, if they're beginner guides, like new player guides, I don't think they're going to be outdated. Mainly because the game hasn't really changed all that much. Besides like new heroes, new game modes. Honestly, the new heroes and the fodder they come with and the new like mechanics they introduce are what keep the game running. Not so much like the fundamentals of the game, I'd say. Something like an arena scoring guide from like over a year ago might be outdated because of the new bonus legendary changes, but you don't have to worry about those nuances. Honestly, I'd say if you really need a new player guide, I'll link one down in the description or even in a pinned comment of this video that links to a new player guide I found on Reddit that I think is pretty good. Honestly, I've never looked at it myself. To be honest, but I've heard good things about it. So yeah, if you need a new player's guide, go check that out. It's probably pretty good. But yeah, I hope you keep enjoying Fae. Honestly, it's kind of flattering that you've only been playing for a month and you somehow came across my channel. I definitely think my Fae content is like on the non-beginner friendly side. Not that that really means anything, but it's like, how do I put this? It's like going from watching Pokemon Let's Play content to watching like VGC content, right? Or like, I don't know, like Smogon, like competitive battling. Like it's a huge gap or huge jump from like for all the knowledge you need to know about the game to like appreciate the content. And I don't know why I'm saying all this. I'm putting myself too much on a pedestal right now. Okay, anyways, moving on. Last question from good friend of mine, Spooky 16. Are there any heroes that you would like to get resplendence for? From what realm would you like their outfits to be from? Okay, this is a very awesome question. Appreciate it. Let me think. Well, I say think, but I actually have these all written down. Okay, let's see what I have. So my number one pick is Clive from Echoes with Emblem attire. And I think, okay, Spooky, sorry, but we're gonna have to cut the question short because I think it's time that I renewed my Fae Pass subscription so we can get that guaranteed Nerthuz copy because we're out of orbs now. So I'll be right back. Okay, I got the Fae Pass, so now it's time to get our free 5-star summon. We have a bit of a dilemma though, because we didn't get Ingrid, and we only got one Nerthuz, and my goal was to get at least 2 Nerthuzes and 1 Ingrid, but instead we got 3 Freyrs. So, going into this, I definitely think the best option for me is to go for Ingrid, because I don't have her, and a one-off of her is great, because then I can at least, once I get Rearm Tana, duplicate, or in the future, be able to duplicate Guardbrain 4 and Guidance 4, which would be awesome. So Ingrid's definitely the optimal pick here. Which is what I would say if I wasn't loyal to Nerthuz. Let's go. +3, baby! Oh. Look, I don't know why I made that sound. But yes. Fourth? I don't even know at this point. It's a +3 Nerthuz, I think. Let's go. We did it, boys. I might regret this later, but honestly, this moment, I don't care, because we got the waifu. Why play Fire Emblem Heroes? Why do we play Fire Emblem Heroes? For the waifus, of course. No other reason. But, yeah. Oh shoot, we still have that question to go back to. Alright, Spooky. So, let's go through this. So, as I was saying earlier, Clive from Echoes is my number one pick. And I like to see him in a Emblem attire, just to match with, I think Almond Lucas also have that. So get the whole Deliverance squad. And then I'd also like to see Claire in Moosebell attire. I think that the fiery complements of the outfit would suit her well. And then finally, the last one I have here is honestly a resplendent, more so for my friend who plays Fae, and I like to see Ira from Genealogy in a Hell outfit. Preferably drawn by Rika Suzuki, because I think that would be awesome. And yep, that's like a speed round of the resplendence I'd like to see come to Fae. So thanks for the question. And I think that covers all 6 of them, yeah. Thanks again for all the questions you guys submitted. It was awesome. This is my first time ever doing this kind of summoning session, Q&A kind of thing. It had some hiccups, but I think it was very fun, and I had some amazing luck, honestly. 3 Freyrs and a Nerthuz. It's awesome. And I'm not sure when this video will come out. It'll probably be way after this Mythic Freyr banner's gone, to be honest. Guys, I am very sorry this video took so long to make. And we're not talking about like a few days or a few weeks. We're talking about half a year late this video was. And I'm really sorry about that. And to be honest, I don't really have a good excuse for it. It's just I wasn't that motivated to make this video. And because of that, I pushed a bunch of other content I wanted to put out, like Summoner Duel seasons, and that got pushed back in the queue just because I felt like I really needed to make this video, because it just wouldn't feel right to leave the 6 people who graciously asked questions to have their, well, questions to be left unanswered. And it's not like I didn't have the time to edit this video and publish it. I just, once again, didn't feel very motivated to upload it. And I hope the 6 people that asked those questions and everyone else who's sub to the channel and likes the videos can forgive me for that. I think this is a good learning experience for me as an individual to make videos that this kind of summoning session isn't really the type of content I like to make, and so I probably won't do it going further. Maybe stick to the Summoner Duels videos. But for those of you who stayed long enough in this video to hear this, I guess, apology, thanks, and I hope that you can look forward to hopefully more stuff from me. But thanks.